Welcome back, everyone. I am so excited about having my next guest on, and I hope I'm live here because I don't hear me out there right now. I want to make sure. There we go. Now I am here live. We had our first one we had to do as a replay, but now we are here live in the studio, and I want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us, and you know what? After the show, I'm going to go ahead and share it with everybody, and they all love it. I have some newbies with me today, and I'm really excited about bringing on my next guest. He also has somebody with him. I have with me Matt Russell, and he is the owner of Wellphora. You also have with you your son, and you brought him for a reason. You have Wyatt Russell. Welcome to the show. And I just want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do, and you have a story as well, so I'm really excited about hearing it.
Yeah, thanks, Carol. So, I mean, I've been in the business of helping people for about 23 years now, and in the last few years, we found a way to really reach more people, and that was through the CBD industry. It's a huge buzzword, as we were talking about earlier. I mean, obviously, everybody's heard of CBD by now, but not a lot of people really know the facts that go with it. And so I was just decided that we were going to go out and find a way to reach more people and help more people, and we're doing that with Wellphora. I'm
going to do this for you because I remember we talked about it beforehand, and I know that you wanted to focus on the Wellphora, the name Wellphora, but you're a laboratory.
That's correct.
I do want to let them understand that, because this now, listen up, everybody. I know you've all heard about CBD and everything, and there's a lot of companies out there that are out there, and you don't know what's good. This is a laboratory that actually you make this stuff.
Right. We're the manufacturer. So our manufacturing company is Novus Labs. We make CBD products for lots of different companies, but there's nothing like Wellphora, and that is our brand. And the reason there's nothing like it is because it's 100% organic. We actually developed this product just for us and our employees and our families, and then people are like, you've got to sell this, you've got to get this out in the marketplace, and we did, and we didn't know if we'd be able to even compete with, it costs a lot more to make a product that's this high quality.
Sure.
And we have done great. It has been received so well. People truly care about their health, and they have really attached to Wellphora. It's been great.
Well, you have a story, and I want to hear that, so listen up, everyone. This is kind of neat. Go ahead.
So years ago, my wife, she was in a car accident, and she broke her back, and so she suffered from arthritis in her back, and it didn't happen all the time, but it would flare up and get really bad. And one day she says, "Hey, would you get me some CBD?" I had heard of CBD. I was somewhat familiar, but I really wasn't. I was very skeptical, and I was like, okay. She said, "Oh, my friends have tried it. It's great." So we got her a bottle from a very reputable company, and it worked amazing. And I still didn't believe her. She's like, "I'm serious. I just took it 20 minutes ago. I have no pain." And she's like, "You should take this for your knee. And, I know you don't sleep. You should take this for your sleep." And after a couple days of seeing how well she was doing, I'm like, all right, I tried it. And it worked great for me. Bottle went quick when there's two of us taking it now, right? So we went out and got another bottle, different brand. It didn't work at all. Not even a little. So I went, that's weird. So we went and got another bottle, and it sort of worked, but nothing like the first bottle. So then it started to make you think, what is in this stuff? Like, what is it exactly? Like, truly, and I'm a science nerd, so I was like, I really want to know. I have a huge chemistry background, a huge medical background. I've dealt in toxic industrial chemicals and how it affects your bodies for years, and I thought, wow, I'm going to dive into this. So I did, and found out that this is a completely unregulated industry, and it made my stomach knot, and I freaked out because I went, what did I just put in my body? The first time, the second time, and the third time, and it just freaked me out. So I dove into this and said, I can make this. I learned enough about it quickly and said, I can definitely produce something that's good, and we started buying bulk product and producing materials. And then that turned into like, well, hey, this is a business opportunity because there's so many CBD upstarts happening. Somebody's got to make it.
Right.
And how do we know what goes in it is other than we make it ourselves. We lab test it ourselves. We third-party lab test it. And that's kind of where Wellphora was born, is we were building product for other companies, but we really did this for ourselves because we didn't want to put the artificial flavorings that everybody else has to do because it tastes so bad when you use a cheaper product. But when you go 100% organic, and the way we make this, there's some tricks to the trade I learned along the way that was what really launched Wellphora.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about how they get it from you. You can talk a little bit too about what it is. Some people know, but we know there's people that don't. What is it? Okay, and kind of like what they should use for it. Like for instance, different uses. I know that you said today you brought your son because he has allergies. I can't even believe that it would work for allergies as well. So, and where they can get the product.
Well, I got to tell you the story about Pat Tillman run. So my wife says, hey, let's do the Pat Tillman run. I could have never done the Pat Tillman run because of a bad knee. I'm in shape, but the knee's terrible. After I was on this product for a while, my knee is back to, I don't need a knee replacement. I've had 5 surgeries on it, blah, 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 right? Everybody, you always feel like these are incredible stories of, are they really true? They're really true. So we go to the Pat Tillman run, which is in April, the worst allergy time of the year. You come outside, your car's covered in yellow pollen, and I found out about 4 or 5 days before this, as the pollen season exploded, that I didn't have any allergies. Now, I'm a guy that takes every allergy medication, Kenalog shots, prednisone. Like, I'm suffering. I am suffering constantly. Well, my son is the same way. So I get off all my allergy medicine because CBD is working for me. And I went, wow, this is incredible. We go to the Pat Tillman run. We leave at 4:30 a.m. We park downtown. We ride the light rail in, just to make it fun for the kids. We go do the run. We're coming back. It's a little afternoon, and I start dying, wheezing, coughing, eyes swelled shut, and I'm cursing CBD. I'm literally cursing CBD, going, this stuff doesn't work for allergies. I knew I shouldn't have got off my stuff. Had some in my truck, get back to my truck on the light rail down in Central Phoenix.
Your product.
My product. Take it. In about 15 minutes, they completely cleared up again. This was when I first found out, because allergy season isn't in the winter. It's not in the summer when it's super hot either. It's in those in-between zones.
Feels like it's all the time for me. I don't know about you guys out there. And
so,
your son, go ahead.
Yeah, so, and so what I learned in that moment a few years back was that CBD metabolizes. So when it's hot outside and then you go run 4.2 miles, I burned it. So I took it earlier than I was normally taking it, because normally I take it in the morning right when I wake up. Well, we left the house at 4:30 in the morning. So I took it at 4:30. Now it's noon, 1 o'clock. It is worn off, and I was suffering. I took it again, and I went, wow. Well, then Wyatt has a very similar experience too. I mean, he's like me. He has the same genes, and he suffers from terrible allergies, and now he has no allergies.
Wyatt, how old are you?
13.
You're 13. Come on up to the mic, okay? So tell everybody, when you, have you been taking it for a while?
Yeah, I've been taking it for how long my dad has had the company.
Yeah, and so when you take it and you're suffering, how long does it take you to feel better?
30 minutes to 50 minutes, yeah.
It's amazing. And what kind of allergies to everything? What do you have? Are your allergies to anything specific?
Oh, just grass, pollen, everything.
Anything.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I never even realized that I have allergies. I now know I do. I'm going to try it as well. Now, I want to talk about your website, because, you also have a giveaway, and I got to do that right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you came in here and you said, I got a couple of top-selling products. What are they?
So our Canero 1000, that's about 70% of our sales is actually the Canero 1000, because it covers everything. It's strong enough to work for pain and inflammation, and it also covers your sleep, anxiety, some other the neurological side of things. It works for almost everything, but it's dose dependent. So some people need a little more, some people need a little less, but that one really, really covers a good majority of the people. That's where we have people start at usually.
Okay, and that's like a little oil that you put on your tongue.
It's a sublingual oil, right? It's 100% organic. It's carried in a 93% pure MCT. Most people take MCTs in their shakes and their protein shakes, and it's about a 40 to 60%. This is a 93%. There's not a better product on the market.
And what about this? This one here you said was your second.
The pain cream. This is the voodoo magic. This is what everybody goes, oh my gosh, what's this? And we'll be at a farmer's market and somebody will come up and we can see them limping or see that they've got arthritis in their hands because they're swollen. Go, hey, put this on. Don't buy it. Put it on. Walk through the market. If it works, come back and buy it. Well, I'll tell you what. You'll hear this 100 times at every market. They come back and go, I think it's just in my head, but I don't have any pain right now. And then they buy it, of course, and then they're hooked forever because they love it.
You also have a body moisturizer.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of topicals, a body butter, a body moisturizer. We've got an eye cream. We've got gummies.
That's amazing. We also have gummies. We're going to open up the lines to the audience if it's okay with
absolutely.
you. And everyone's going to get entered in to win your choice, whatever it is that you want. We've got 1 minute. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's someone else that you know that might need it. Give us a call here. You could check them out on their website. It's Wellphora, so it's spelled well, and then PHORA.com. You also are on some markets. Go ahead and tell them where you're going to be.
Yeah, so we're at a bunch of farmers markets. Obviously, the summer in Arizona is not a great time to be at a farmer's market unless you're up north. So we've got Payson, Sedona, Cottonwood, Camp Verde, and down in the valley, there's still Gilbert Market going on, which is huge and popular. North Scottsdale.
You could check them out. It's Wellphora. Let me get it out. It's Wellphora, W-E-L-L, and that's PHORA.com. And you can call in here, get entered in to win. We've got everyone getting the choice, whether it's the gummies body moisturizer. Their number one is the Canero. How do you say it?
Canero.
Canero. It's a number one. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Welcome back, everyone. And we are talking with Matt Russell, and he is the owner of Wellphora, and he has with him his son Wyatt, and we were talking a little bit about how he has allergies, and he uses this CBD oil that is, you know, the buzzword of the day. At the break, we were talking, and I want to ask you, what sets you apart from all the other companies out there?
So, you know, what we say is that you could have the greatest product in the world, and if you're not able to get it off your shelf, it does nobody any good. And we're here to help people. And so the best way to help them is to educate them. Because, like you said, there's so many different products. And so we focus so hard on education, and we took the lead from other really great companies that we admire. And so, like our vendors, they have a 4-week training program before they can even go out and sell. We hand select them. These are people that are super educated. So when somebody has a question, they can actually answer it with science-based response, not just, oh, because it works. That's not good enough for us. So the education has been huge, and we've been reaching people through farmers markets, which we were going to be based as an e-commerce business, but the farmers markets has allowed us to reach so many people. And then with the word of mouth and that education backing that, they can always reach out and and contact us, but they're able to connect with real people that have real answers and can really share that information of how it works and why it works, not just that it does work, take my word for it. We back it with a 30-day money-back guarantee. We don't get any returns. I mean, we just don't. So we know it's working. We sample everything. We want people to try it so they know it works before they even buy it. I mean, there's just so many different things about how we educate our people, our vendors. It's really special.
Well, also, what makes you different is that you really said that this is top notch. This is, when you say it's pure, it's organic. Where do you get your stuff?
Yeah, so we actually source it from organically farmed industrial hemp. And that's another big thing, is that you can actually get CBD from a marijuana plant. And I wanted to kind of...
We want to say that, you said to me, Carol, I want to talk about the difference between canine and cannabis. And I was like, okay, I thought canines with dogs. So okay, now go tell them what you meant.
People have been terrified of the word cannabis in general, and it's starting to become more mainstream. But when they say, oh, marijuana, oh, CBD, cannabis, isn't that the same thing really? No, it's not. And so the easy way to describe it is I use canine, because canine is the cannabis. Everybody knows there's hundreds of different dog breeds. Well, there's over 400 different varieties of cannabis plants. The two that everybody's heard of is hemp and marijuana. Hemp and marijuana are totally, totally different plants. Just like a poodle and a chihuahua are totally different dogs, they have some same characteristics, 4 legs and all those other things. So what makes CBD unique is that it's a very powerful cannabinoid, and it's found in industrial hemp in large quantities. So this CBD comes from organically farmed industrial hemp, which is federally legal in all 50 states. It's not a controlled substance. I mean, there's so many great health benefits to it. I feel like that's a good thing to explain. It's not marijuana. Everybody's heard of marijuana because THC is in marijuana. So that's kind of where we explain is that this does not come from marijuana. This comes from industrial hemp.
Well, you're also here because you're going to be talking many times. You really want to get the word out, and you want to educate the public. That's what you're all about. And I want to say it again for anybody that missed it, is that you are the owner of a lab. You're the laboratory. You make this. This is for you're the company that actually produces, right, manufactures the actual product. You have several products. These are just a few that you brought. On your website, you also have a question answer that you wanted to tell everybody about too, because a lot of people have questions about what's the right one for me. How do I know?
Right. So, when you go into e-commerce, one of the things is you can go online and find open source information that is 100% incorrect. And so what we wanted to do is make Wellphora not just the brand you can trust, but a website you can go to and actually get true science-based information. And so what we did is, as customers would write to us, we would write these articles. And I say articles. We were looking at writing content articles, but we started looking at going, we're writing 1- and 2-page responses to people's questions about their medical conditions. And so when we replied to that, I talked to my webmaster and said, what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut and paste a bunch of these responses and take out, people's names so that people can see what real questions are, because everybody has very similar questions. They have back pain, what should I take? They have anxiety, what should I take? Migraines, sleep issues. And so you can find all of that on our frequently asked questions section. So our FAQ section is full of information. It's also got great dosing information to give you an idea of just where do I start.
The website is Wellphora, so it's well and then PHORA.com. Just go to the frequently asked questions section right there, and you'll be able to see all of the different different ways that you can use it, different products that they have, and then they'll tell you exactly what it is that you need to use and how much you need to use it for. We're going to open up the lines to the audience again so we can have everyone call in. We're offering everyone to get a choice, whether or not it's this is the oil that you can put on.
The Canero 1000, yeah.
The 1000, that's their number one. And then they also have this is, you said, number two, which is your
Thrive Essence Pain Cream.
And it's a pain cream.
Yes.
And you say that when people go to you're in all of these markets that you go to, these farmers markets, and you'll say, okay, just try it. We don't want you to buy it. Just try it. Walk away. And like 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, they come back and they say,
we tell them 10 to 15, but
amazing.
Truly by the time you finish rubbing it in, you can actually feel it start working. It's so fast. Yeah, it's incredible.
You also have the moisturizer. You also have the gummies here, a lot more. We have our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. These products have a 30-day money-back guarantee.
That's correct.
So they guarantee their products. And again, tell them what's that makes it so different right now, and that it's 100% organic.
So these are also full spectrum, and full spectrum is the whole plant, so it has a whole variety of different cannabinoids, not just your CBD. And that's really where you find the value. There's a lot of CBD out there that's pure, that says it claims to be pure. That's great, but that means you're just getting that single cannabinoid. There's 120 different cannabinoids. CBD is a very powerful one, but in combination with others, it's called an entourage effect. And it's kind of the idea that 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, but 1 + 1 + 1 could equal 1,000 when you get all these different cannabinoids working together.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, a lot of people have been talking about it, and there's a lot of different things out there. You need to know what you're taking. You got to be careful about that. And this product is 100% organic. They make this product for you guys. So again, the number we're going to call in here. You can call in and get entered in to win, whether it's the gummies, whether it's the one that you put underneath your tongue, or the pain cream. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. And I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. You got to go up on the website and check them out. They're totally different than anybody else out there that might be doing it. It's Wellphora, WELL, and then it's PHORA.com. Go to the frequently asked questions place, and you'll see all about all the different ones that they have to offer everybody. Also, the markets, the farmer markets. You want to tell them about the ones that you're going to be at the farmers markets?
Yeah, so this week we've got Payson, which we love that market. We've got a lot of family there. It's just a great little town, great little market. Sedona. We'll be in Sedona on Friday. We'll be on Camp Verde on Saturday. We'll be on Cottonwood on Thursday night. Gilbert here on Saturday. What else do we have here?
Sunday, you got Verado.
Verado on Sundays, yep. And then we've got North Scottsdale at the general store up there.
If you're going and you go into the farmers markets, tell them that you heard it on Networking Arizona. They'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
So what would you want to end them with today? Today, I know that you wanted to kind of get the word out about this product, but now you told me that you wanted to go more narrow and deep so that you can really educate them. What would you want to leave everybody with today?
There's, like you said, we started with this. There's so many products out there. How do you know what you can trust, and how do you know what's safe? Wellphora brings that to you because of their lab practices. It's a triple lab tested product. We follow just the tightest lab practices that you could possibly imagine, and we use the very best ingredients, the very best CBD you could put into this. This was developed for our family and our employees to use, and we ended up taking it to market and creating Wellphora.
I'm going to say it. I figured I might as well, right? But can't hurt. Because you said that there's no marijuana in this whatsoever, right? So it's, what did you say, FDA, what is it, approved?
This is not approved by the FDA.
Not?
No, but
you said, what was it that you said?
It's federally legal.
Federally legal,
yep, federally
right?
legal, yeah.
Okay.
It's not a controlled substance.
Just before we were coming on,
That's
I was having a problem with my voice, and you said, try this. And guess what, guys? Doesn't it sound better? It's working. That's amazing. It's amazing just on that. And again, Wyatt, you have allergies, terrible allergies, and you've been taking it. How old are you again?
13.
13 years old. And you take it, and does it help you with anything else, like school?
Well, it helps me focus more, and sometimes my knees hurt, and then that helps a lot too.
Right. Well, if your knees are hurting, you can't take a test. That's a great one that you can say to your teacher. Yeah. So again, any other stories that you wanted to get out about with your wife? I didn't know. I know that you said she had a couple of them. Was there one more that you wanted to say?
Well, my grandmother, she's in her 80s. She's the sweetest lady ever. We love her to death. And she's, declined over the years with dementia and just some other health issues. We started giving her this, and it turned back the clock on her about 10 years. And I think she's probably listening, so sorry about this, Grandma. but she kind of got mean for a little while there and a little old and crotchety, and this literally took her back.
Oh my God, anybody that's old and crotchety, get the CBD oil out right now.
She just turned into the sweet grandma that we've always known. Just
Isn't
right
that
back to
awesome?
normal. Yeah.
You know what, though? A lot of the older folks, it's like, the baby boomers on up, they're they're getting into it more and more and more. And I have to also say this too, sometimes people out there are either one way or the other, right?
Sure,
the conservatives,
absolutely.
or you're not. You know what, guess what, everybody's reaching out for feeling better in any way they can.
Yeah.
This is for everybody. We've got our lines open here, and you can get a choice of whatever it is that you want here. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Check them out on their website. It's Wellphora, so it's well and then PHORA.com. Go to the frequently asked questions, and then don't forget they're going to be at all of those farmers markets over the weekend. Check it out or call in here.